Okay, so first of all, before we start, because I set a poll on Instagram and apparently no one knows what an NFT is.
What?
Yeah, I know. Maybe they didn't wanna answer, but I mean, thousands of people watched the story, like 3 replies, and
Oh
one
my
of the
goodness.
one of them was I know zero about NFTs. So, should you explain or?
Yeah, I'd be happy to explain and kind of give like a brief overview. I think if I had a computer science degree, I could explain even more. But if you don't want to go into that much detail, then I'm your man for it. So basically, an NFT, it stands for a non-fungible token. It works off the blockchain, so it works off the Ethereum network. So if you're familiar with like cryptocurrencies, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, you'll be able to like understand the grasp of it and at least the value of it for sure. And so the value really comes in because this is like my favorite thing to say because it can just sum the whole thing up. It's the first time in history where someone can prove ownership, and prove transfer of ownership to someone else with a digital asset, period. All right, so that's why this is such a huge thing, and you really want to learn and know what NFTs are because of that reason right there. Never before in history could you prove ownership over something. So if we just like take art for example, right? If you take and like crypto art, right, on the NFT on the blockchain. The reason this is so valuable is that before, if I wanted to like, if you wanted to buy a piece of my art, right? You see something I have on Instagram and you're like, that's really cool. Well, you could just take that art now and you could then give it to somebody else, or someone else could go on my Instagram page and download that piece, and just like that, like how do you, and that person then gives it to someone else and they give it to someone else. How do you know who's the real owner of that piece? You really don't. And so that's like solved now. You can now um, finally prove that one person can own those specific things, and on the blockchain it's up there. So the blockchain keeps everything in order, and you can always see all the history of transfer of ownership, and it can't be broken into. And so it's an amazing thing. Like, it's not just going to be for crypto art. You're going to see that smart contracts, all sorts of contracts, and I mean, it's going to be limitless. Like licensing deals, all sorts of stuff is going to be done through the NFT space and on the blockchain because of its proven ownership ability.
Yeah, I think there's a very important thing about NFTs, and it's that they cannot be like duplicated. There's only one, or there's only 10, however many you set, but you cannot make more of the same thing.